sports stuff. Whenever you get up on stage, they're just like, I look pretty clean. I don't want to lose this money. Yep. Look at it. All right. We'll have somebody walk you through how to play. You're gonna walk through. I'll grab that mic from you. Here's your controller. All right, getting them locked and loaded in raw data. They're both in the same lobby right now. Now we're going to let them know how to play. Oh, wasn't my decision, but okay. You guys put up a good fight. It was good. We were figuring out the good sniper moves. I like the whole bit where you hung out with the sword. I was like, you can't camp with a sword, and you're like, I'm a ninja. And you dropped on him, and I was like, you can camp with a sword. And then the thing is like. He's like, no, you don't. Oh, you should have seen him from this angle. You should see him from this angle because he was like, good stuff. I think they're putting it on Twitch. Have to ask you one of those guys. They know more than I do. I was just invited to come along and do this.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the commentator for Intel's VR Challenger League. We have an esports league for VR that Intel put up a bunch of money for. The World Finals are in Poland in March. The team's already set, but next season is already starting if you wanted to get a team going. There are kids just like your age, they're just scooping up tons of money. They're 13, I think 13 can play. Yeah, you're 14, you can play. I actually have a buddy, Austin, met his dad a long time ago, got him into VR, and I'm training him. I've been personally introducing him to the top players so they can teach him how to play those games so he can get top of leaderboards. First place team for Echo Arena's getting 20 grand this year. It's supposed to go up next year. Yeah, the regionals for North America and European, that was 11 grand for the regional tournaments. And then second and third place also get money. I just did a CES tournament game that hadn't come out, that at the time had not come out yet, but it came out on the 8th. And I got like an Area 51 computer, which comes with two 1070s, like an i9 with like 18 core, and two 1070s, and then NVIDIA also sent a laptop. Oculus Rift is one of the VR headsets you can get.
Vive and Rift that they're doing it on?
This is the Vive we're doing here. All the esports is right now. All the big professional esports is all Rift. Yeah. The Rift is the cheapest and easiest to get into right now. They have a more expensive one.
So in order to do that,
but these are really good for like if you have the space, incredibly good for that, and that's why it's really good to showcase that here.
we have a lot of space.
Yeah, if you have a really big space like this, because of the way the tracking system works, Vive is fantastic, and you can play anything in the Rift library. But the esports is all, yeah.
But once you figure one out, they're all
kind of. But switching is easy. Like I had one guy that I trained him in that game. They were having an international competition. I trained him on the Rift, but the international competition he played in that game on the Vive, and he was still able to. And he got himself an Alienware laptop for that. 22 ladies, mother of 5, homeschooled out of kids, stopped video games for all the money to play. And then like her son when he got deployed, no, when he first joined the military, with his first paycheck, he bought his other 4 siblings an Xbox player. But she didn't like the idea of them having a game console, but she liked that her son talked to his siblings, so she didn't interfere. And then when he went to go, he also had a gaming PC there, so when he went to go be deployed, he left his gaming PC for them to take care of. And the kids talked to her into going to Microsoft Store to like buy stuff for it, buy games or something like that, and they had an Oculus Rift on display. She put it on, she's like, oh, we're bringing this home. And she's been doing it ever since. She lost 30 pounds in 2 months playing VR games. One of our top bruisers. You see Hasko's name on the other team, and you're like, she'll ruin you. And she'll laugh the whole time she's doing it. Sweetest lady ever met. Yeah, she's on a pro team. She's on a pro team, and she came to the regionals. Her team was number 8. They were 8 teams, so they had to go up against the number 1 team immediately. So they were limited. But they're still a really good team. Anybody that sees her knows that that's to be afraid of. But she sees a new player, and she's like, homeschool all of her kids. So see somebody new, she's like, let me teach you how to play the game. It's really cool. Oh, dude, it's definitely. It's like y'all missed out doing Christmas. The sales are insane. Like HP had a men's spec computer, like a normal like $800 or $900 computer for $400, and Rift was on sale for $350. They're in Cyber Monday.
Yeah, we went to this place and they had a $800 PC, and then you could buy the VR console, and then you would get the PC free.
That was something different. That was like a
Windows Mixed Reality, probably.
yeah.
It's you can play Windows Mixed Reality on most of these.
Yeah.
They're pretty easy to set up too.
There's Acer.
The difference, yeah, Acer has one, and the only thing is that their tracking is a bit more limited. So like their tracking is on the headset, and it has a field of view about here. So outside of that, they won't track. And it's you can get around it. But if you want the best tracking experience, it's actually this one. The Rift is really good on tracking too, but it's a smaller space. So like when I first got this, I sold in my game room I had a pool table. I was like, well, I can play on VR. I sold the pool table, put the Vive in there, and then I got my Rift and set it up in a smaller room. But then I got another Rift, and I ended up setting 2 Rifts in that room and putting the Vive in a different room. And now like I have 4 Rifts and a Vive, just like set up all up in the house with computers and stuff. And we all get in a multiplayer game and get to playing.
Yeah, I got a
We have
buddy
fun.
that got a Vive when it first came out. Nobody else got one, so he just keeps begging. Y'all need to get one.
Oh yeah, y'all are missing out, man. It's funny because I'll do that. The way I get other people to get them. I was like, here, play. Just put it on their head. And they're like, I had no idea.
Dad,
It's absolutely wild.
I'll buy the Rift and buy the
SD card? What?
I don't remember the thing. Wait, how much are they? Honestly,
Huh?
how much is it?
Oh, what?
About $700, what, $500?
What? The Vive is the Vive without like the extra head straps is $500. The Rift you can get for, depending on who you buy it from, $370, $500. I mean, $370, $400.
I'll buy. We can buy one.
That's not
And then the mixed reality headsets, you'll see those for $250. Yeah. Cards are hard to get a hold of, like he's saying, because of the Bitcoin market. Although 1050 Ti is technically min spec for the Rift, so you can play on the 1050 Ti, just none of like the super high tier games. They'll kind of. The 1050 Ti.
NVIDIA, I got AMD.
Yeah, 1050 Ti, you can get those anywhere. Yeah.
So we can play it.
Probably. And that's the thing though, is you don't realize like in regular PC games, you want to lock 60 frames a second. Yeah, you want to lock 60 frames a second on one screen. It's 90 frames a second on 2 screens.
So if you tell the driver what that frames per second, if you drop that down to 60,
Oh, talking about the Omni tread? Yeah.
That way you don't run into everything.
Well,
You're like, oh,
in Houston, they have a arcade there that has 4 of them, and they have a first-person shooter that you have to physically run around, and they have tournaments on those all the time. But they work way better in an arcade setting. You don't want to set something like that in your house. You're better off with just this kind of setup where you just like have a button move you around or some kind of locomotion. The restart in the meeting. Just having conversations about VR. This is one of the first top tier experiences that came out last year, this game, and they've changed it so much over the years.
All right. Tell us shift to the other side of the room. While you were blowing things up, we've managed to put together a simulation to help with your mission.
it's a robo shooter.
Robo Recall?
Yes.
Yeah, Epic owns that one. I figured because Epic's got a bunch of games out that people like that you play Robo Recall. That game's baller.
I think that one's where you like sitting there and all the robots are flying at you and you shoot.
Tear their heads off.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to do is to go up to one, yank his head off, and while I have his body yank his head off, grab his arm, throw his body, he's coming at me, then pull my gun out, run up to another robot, launch him in the air with the arm, let it go, and then shoot him. And while I'm doing that, pull this gun out, keep shooting him in the air, and see how long I can juggle him.
Yeah, get the combos in.
I just have a lot of fun with that game. But that game's really just about silliness. I mean, it's epic. It's essentially, I feel like it's exactly the same thing that did Bulletstorm. The idea is just like, hey, just have fun.
Yeah.
It's not hard, have fun. But they have plenty of games that are incredibly difficult as well, so just pick your battle. What do you want? Got a mess. Oh, sorry. Something behind me.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's what I get for walking backwards. Is the controller off or something? What's going on? You want to try turning the controller off and on?
Turn on. I see turn off controller.
Oh, are you having the touchpad is clicking? Yeah, that's actually a known problem with the controller.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've actually.
You have to take them apart in order to fix it.
Okay. So.
But I was going to restart the controller real quick if I could. It's not going to let me. There we go.
Yeah, I just restarted them.
Yeah, but that doesn't fix that. That touchpad issue, that's just that. But you can do other things. You can still use it without using that part of the touchpad.
Now you can move around. That's the whole touchpad.
Well, because like the click works in other places, it's just down here. That's what it does. Is it has a little pad underneath there that
Yeah, I
slides
get
out the
that.
way.
Yeah, you could move around with it.
So what we need to do then?
I'm
just gonna put him in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can we trade it so that?
Yeah, we can trade it. So the one you turn on first is right hand, right?
I think so.
Okay, do that. Try that. Okay.
One of the things I don't like about the five controllers. If you knock one, you touchpad issues.
Behind something this spring. Yeah.
But like really, like 6 months each other. This is really good for like tracking in large.
Yep. Still says mid-spring. Have a gray bar with a yellow line.
But their controllers, people break stuff in their house with controllers. It'll take out sheetrock, tires, lamps, fans, destroying the entire frame in their hand is like a controller.
Yeah.
And these guys, it's where the touchpad is. So there's a rubber thing on the touchpad for it. You hit it real hard, I guess the nothing gets it, just kind of like the whole thing online that comes through. And you real they got new ones, they got.
There's also a website.
It didn't crash out. No, I guess he did crash out. I was looking at somebody else's thing. That's another be one of the first games that came out. Yeah, it can be a bit twitchy.
HardOCP. This one just.
The controller did?
I mean, I know this.
Should have brought my torque screwdriver.
We've got another one.
I was like, I actually know how to fix that because I've had to fix it before. Yeah, it's a particular type of screwdriver and some super glue. That's all you need. Yeah. It's because the glue that they use for that pad is too cheap.